That golden tub in your fridge looks like butter. It spreads like butter. The label even says buttery. But here is the truth they do not want you to know. Many of these spreads contain chemicals banned in Europe, hidden trans fats that damage your heart, and industrial seed oils linked to inflammation. For seniors managing blood pressure, cholesterol, or heart medications, these fake butters could be silently harming you every single morning. Today, we are exposing 9 fake butter brands you need to avoid at all costs. And at the very end, we will reveal the 2 spreads that are actually safe and worth your trust. Number 9. I can't believe it's not butter. This one has been fooling Americans for decades. The name itself is a marketing trick. It sounds playful. It sounds harmless. It sounds like you are getting something close to real butter without the guilt. But what you are actually getting is a chemical cocktail designed in a laboratory to mimic the taste of butter while costing the company a fraction of the price to produce. Let us talk about what is actually inside this bright yellow tub. The primary ingredients are vegetable oils, soybean oil, palm kernel oil, palm oil. These are not the healthy fats your body needs. These are highly processed industrial seed oils that have been linked to chronic inflammation throughout the body. For seniors dealing with arthritis, joint pain, or any inflammatory condition, consuming these oils daily is like pouring gasoline on a fire you are trying to put out. But it gets worse. This spread contains natural flavors. That phrase sounds innocent enough. Natural. From nature. Safe. But here is what the FDA allows under that label. Natural flavors can include chemically extracted compounds, solvents, and preservatives that companies are not required to disclose. You have no idea what you are actually eating. The label promises you something that tastes like butter. What it delivers is a processed spread with ingredients you cannot pronounce and effects you cannot see until the damage is done. For seniors on blood pressure medication, there is another hidden danger. The sodium content in many of these spreads is higher than you would expect. 1 tablespoon might seem harmless, but seniors who use this spread liberally on toast, vegetables, and baked potatoes can easily consume far more sodium than they realize. Your doctor tells you to watch your salt intake. Meanwhile, this fake butter is sneaking extra sodium into every meal. Consumer reports have documented complaints about this product for years. Off-putting chemical aftertastes, oily residue that does not melt properly, a texture that feels more like petroleum jelly than anything that belongs on your food. The company promises a buttery experience. What customers actually find is a synthetic substitute that betrays their trust with every bite. Why do you think the FDA lets brands use ingredients banned in other countries? It is a question worth asking. Because in parts of Europe, the additives allowed in products like this would never make it to store shelves. But here in the United States, they sit in refrigerators across the country, slowly impacting the health of millions who believe the marketing over the reality. At number 8, Country Crock. For generations, Country Crock has positioned itself as the wholesome, family-friendly spread. The name evokes images of farmland, rolling green hills, a simpler time when food was pure and trustworthy. That imagery is intentional. It is designed to make you feel safe. But what is actually inside that familiar yellow tub tells a very different story. Country Crock is not butter. It never has been. It is a margarine-style spread made primarily from vegetable oils. The main ingredient is soybean oil, one of the most heavily processed and genetically modified crops in the United States. Over 90% of soybeans grown in America are genetically modified. Unless a product specifically states it uses non-GMO ingredients, you can assume you are consuming GMO soybean oil with every serving. For seniors concerned about long-term health effects, this matters. The research on GMO consumption is still evolving, but what we do know is that heavily processed seed oils contribute to oxidative stress in the body. Oxidative stress accelerates aging. It damages cells. It contributes to the chronic diseases that plague so many Americans over the age of 50. Heart disease, diabetes, cognitive decline. The foods you eat every day either fight these conditions or feed them. Country Crock also contains palm oil. Now, palm oil itself is not inherently dangerous, but the way it is processed and the quality of palm oil used in mass-produced spreads is concerning. Lower-grade palm oils can contain contaminants that form during high-heat refining. These contaminants have been flagged by European food safety authorities as potential carcinogens. Once again, standards that protect consumers in other countries do not exist here. The sodium content is another issue. 1 serving of Country Crock contains around 90 milligrams of sodium. That might not sound like much, but consider how this spread is actually used. A generous helping on morning toast, a spoonful melted over vegetables at dinner, another serving on a baked potato. By the end of the day, you have consumed several hundred milligrams of sodium from this single product alone. For seniors managing hypertension or taking diuretics, every milligram matters. Does it not feel like grocery stores care more about packaging than what is inside the food? Country Crock sits on shelves in that familiar tub, promising home-cooked comfort. But the ingredients inside are anything but comforting when you understand what they are actually doing to your body. FDA inspections of manufacturing facilities have revealed inconsistencies in quality control. Consumer complaints about unusual textures, off smells, and products that seem to spoil before their expiration dates have appeared in online reviews for years. The company promises consistency. What many customers find is a product that varies from batch to batch, leaving them wondering what exactly they are putting in their bodies. Now, at number 7, Parkay. Parkay has been a household name since the 1960s. For decades, their commercials featured that talking tub insisting it was butter. That campaign was memorable, it was clever, and it was deeply misleading, because Parkay has never been butter. It is a margarine spread made from industrial vegetable oils, and it has been quietly contributing to health problems for generations of Americans who trusted the marketing. The primary ingredient in Parkay is soybean oil. We have already discussed the problems with heavily processed soybean oil, but Parkay adds another layer of concern. For years, margarine products like Parkay contained partially hydrogenated oils. These are trans fats, the most dangerous type of fat for your cardiovascular system. Trans fats do not just raise your bad LDL cholesterol, they simultaneously lower your good HDL cholesterol. This double effect makes them uniquely harmful to heart health. The FDA has since banned partially hydrogenated oils from most food products, but traces can still exist in products labeled as containing zero trans fats. How is that possible? Because FDA regulations allow manufacturers to round down. If a serving contains less than half a gram of trans fat, the label can legally say zero, but those fractions add up. Over weeks and months and years of daily consumption, those hidden trans fats accumulate in your system. For seniors with heart conditions, this is not a minor detail. It is a matter of life and death. The American Heart Association has stated clearly that trans fats contribute to heart disease, stroke, and type 2 diabetes. Yet products that may contain trace amounts of these deadly fats still sit on store shelves, marketed to families who believe they are making healthy choices. Parkay also contains TBHQ, which stands for tertiary butyl hydroquinone. This is a synthetic preservative derived from petroleum. Yes, petroleum, the same substance used to make gasoline. TBHQ is used to extend shelf life, which benefits the manufacturer, but studies have raised concerns about its effects on the immune system and potential links to tumor growth in laboratory animals. The FDA considers it safe in small amounts, but small amounts consumed daily over years can accumulate. Most people never learn the truth about what preservatives like TBHQ actually are, but you will. The solution is coming at the very end of this video. Stick around. Consumer reviews of Parkay frequently mention an artificial taste that lingers unpleasantly, a texture that feels greasy rather than creamy, a product that does not melt properly when heated. These are signs of a heavily processed food that your body was never designed to consume. The brand promises the taste of butter. What it delivers is a synthetic imitation that betrays your trust and potentially your health. Sliding into number 6, Blue Bonnet. Blue Bonnet has marketed itself as the affordable, everyday spread for American families. The packaging features that cheerful blue bonnet, suggesting something wholesome and traditional. But behind that friendly image is a product loaded with problematic ingredients that seniors should be particularly cautious about. The primary ingredients in Blue Bonnet are vegetable oil blends, including soybean oil and palm oil. By now, you understand the concerns with these heavily processed industrial oils. But Blue Bonnet adds another troubling component: mono and diglycerides. These emulsifiers help maintain texture and prevent separation. But here is what the manufacturers do not want you to know. Mono and diglycerides can contain hidden trans fats that do not appear on nutrition labels. The FDA requires trans fat labeling for triglycerides, but mono and diglycerides are classified differently, allowing them to slip through the regulatory cracks. This means you could be consuming trans fats without any way of knowing from the nutrition label. For seniors carefully monitoring their heart health, this hidden source of dangerous fats is a betrayal of the trust you place in food labeling. Blue Bonnet also contains sodium benzoate as a preservative. Sodium benzoate on its own has been deemed safe by regulatory agencies. But when sodium benzoate combines with ascorbic acid, which is vitamin C, it can form benzene. Benzene is a known carcinogen. While the levels formed in food are typically low, chronic exposure over years raises legitimate concerns. Many seniors take vitamin C supplements or eat vitamin C-rich foods alongside their toast and margarine. The potential interaction is something no one is warning you about. The sodium content in Blue Bonnet is significant. At around 105 milligrams per serving, it adds up quickly when used throughout the day. Seniors with kidney disease need to be especially careful. Your kidneys process sodium. When kidney function is compromised, excess sodium accumulates in the body, increasing blood pressure and putting additional strain on an already struggling system. That morning toast with Blue Bonnet could be silently taxing your kidneys with every bite. Consumer complaints about Blue Bonnet include watery consistency, strange chemical odors when heated, and a taste that many describe as distinctly artificial. The texture can vary significantly between batches, suggesting inconsistent manufacturing processes. The company advertises a product you can trust for everyday cooking. What many customers experience is a spread that does not behave like real food, because it is not real food. Ever notice how the cheapest foods seem to cause the most health problems? Blue Bonnet is priced as a budget option, but the true cost is not on the price tag. It is in the cumulative health effects of consuming industrial oils, hidden trans fats, and synthetic preservatives day after day, year after year. If this helps you stay safer at the store, hit subscribe. It is free, and it means you will never miss these exposés. We reveal what the labels will not tell you, and the solution to all of this is coming at the very end of the video. Coming in at number 5, Imperial. Imperial margarine has been on American store shelves for over a century. That longevity gives it an air of trustworthiness. If it has been around this long, it must be safe, right? But longevity does not equal safety. Cigarettes were sold for generations before we understood their deadly effects. Asbestos was used in homes for decades before we discovered it caused cancer. Imperial margarine has been slowly contributing to health problems for just as long, hiding behind the shield of familiarity. Imperial is made primarily from soybean oil, but the production process for this oil involves chemical solvents. Hexane, derived from petroleum, is commonly used to extract oil from soybeans. While most hexane is removed during processing, trace amounts can remain. The long-term effects of chronic low-level hexane exposure are not fully understood. What we do know is that hexane is classified as a neurotoxin in higher doses. Do you want even trace amounts in your food? That is a question only you can answer. Imperial also contains artificial flavors and colors. The yellow color that makes it look appetizing and butter-like comes from added colorants. These artificial additives serve no nutritional purpose. They exist solely to trick your eyes into believing you are eating something natural when you are not. For seniors who have spent decades trusting familiar products, this kind of deception feels particularly personal. The saturated fat content in Imperial is lower than butter, which the company touts as a health benefit. But replacing saturated fat with processed vegetable oils is not the health win they want you to believe. Recent research has challenged the decades-old assumption that all saturated fat is bad and all vegetable oil is good. The reality is more nuanced. Natural, saturated fats from whole food sources may be less harmful than highly processed industrial oils. Yet products like Imperial continue to market themselves based on outdated nutrition science. Most people never learn what is really in products like this. But you will. Do not go yet. The solution comes at the very end of this video, and it could change how you shop forever. Consumer reports about Imperial mention persistent complaints, splattering when used for cooking, indicating high water content, and artificial aftertaste that does not belong in anything claiming to resemble butter, a texture that some describe as waxy or plasticky. These sensory experiences are your body's way of telling you something is wrong, but the marketing drowns out those instincts, convincing you to keep buying what you have always bought. Number 4 on our list, Smart Balance. The name Smart Balance suggests intelligence, wisdom, making the right choice for your health. The marketing promises heart-healthy benefits, omega-3 fatty acids, and a spread designed specifically for people watching their cholesterol. For seniors trying to make responsible choices for their cardiovascular health, Smart Balance seems like exactly what the doctor ordered. But is it? Let us examine what is actually in this supposedly smart product. The primary ingredients are a blend of vegetable oils, canola oil, palm fruit oil, olive oil, and flaxseed oil. The combination sounds impressive. It sounds healthy, but the amounts matter, and the way these oils are processed matters even more. Canola oil, which makes up a significant portion of Smart Balance, is one of the most heavily processed oils on the market. The extraction process involves high heat, chemical solvents, and deodorizing treatments that strip away nutrients and create potentially harmful byproducts. By the time canola oil reaches your Smart Balance tub, it has been through a factory process that would make you lose your appetite if you actually saw it. The omega-3 claims deserve scrutiny as well. Smart Balance does contain some omega-3 fatty acids from flaxseed oil, but the amount per serving is minimal. You would need to consume excessive quantities of this spread to get meaningful omega-3 benefits. Meanwhile, you would also be consuming all the processed oils, additives, and sodium that come along with it. The math does not work in your favor. Smart Balance contains pea protein. This might seem like a harmless addition, but for seniors with certain digestive sensitivities or those who have been advised to limit protein intake due to kidney issues, added proteins in unexpected products can complicate their dietary management. Your spread should not require you to recalculate your daily protein intake. The product also contains natural flavors. We have already discussed how this phrase is a regulatory loophole that allows manufacturers to hide all kinds of additives behind a single, innocent-sounding term. Natural does not mean safe. Natural does not mean healthy. Natural means the FDA allows it, and the FDA's standards do not always align with your best interests. Do you think the government protects consumers or the food industry? When you look at the ingredients allowed in products like Smart Balance, the answer becomes uncomfortably clear. These products are designed to maximize profit and minimize production costs. Your health is an afterthought, addressed through marketing rather than actual nutritional value. Consumer complaints about Smart Balance include reports of the spread turning rancid before the expiration date, an oily separation that requires vigorous stirring, a taste that many describe as chemical or artificial, despite the natural health positioning. The company promises a smart choice for your heart. What many customers find is a heavily processed product that betrays the trust of health-conscious consumers. Moving to number 3, Brummel and Brown. Brummel and Brown positions itself as something different, something special, a spread made with real yogurt for a creamy taste and added health benefits. The marketing suggests you are getting the best of both worlds, the spreadability of margarine with the wholesome goodness of yogurt. For seniors looking for products that support bone health and digestion, this combination sounds appealing, but the reality is far less appetizing. Yes, Brummel and Brown does contain yogurt. It is listed as the second ingredient. But have you considered what happens to yogurt when it is processed into a shelf-stable spread? The beneficial probiotics that make yogurt good for your gut are destroyed during manufacturing. The live active cultures that support digestive health cannot survive the processing required to create a product that lasts for months in your refrigerator. You are getting the calories of yogurt without the benefits. The primary ingredient in Brummel and Brown is vegetable oil blend, specifically liquid soybean oil and partially hydrogenated soybean oil. Wait, partially hydrogenated oil? The FDA has taken action against partially hydrogenated oils, but products manufactured before certain deadlines were allowed to remain on shelves, and reformulated products may still contain trace amounts through other ingredients. For seniors who have been specifically advised by their doctors to avoid trans fats, finding them in a product marketed as healthier is infuriating. The betrayal of trust is profound. You choose Brummel and Brown because you want something better. What you may be getting is the very ingredient you were trying to avoid. The sodium content in Brummel and Brown is approximately 90 milligrams per serving. Again, this adds up for seniors who use spreads liberally. Your cardiologist tells you to limit sodium. Your morning toast is working against you. The disconnect between medical advice and everyday food choices is something millions of seniors struggle with. Products like this make that struggle harder by hiding their true nature behind clever marketing. Consumer reviews mention inconsistent texture. Sometimes the spread is smooth and creamy as advertised. Other times it is grainy, separated, or has an off-putting smell. Quality control issues suggest a manufacturing process focused on volume rather than excellence. When a company cannot deliver consistent quality, it raises questions about what else they are cutting corners on. Is it not strange how billion-dollar food companies keep having quality issues, yet their products are still on every shelf in America? The answer is that profit margins matter more than your health. Once you understand that, the labels mean nothing. Only the ingredients tell the truth. What is the worst fake butter experience you have ever had? That strange smell when you opened the tub? Drop it in the comments below. I want to hear your stories. At number 2, Fleischmann's. Fleischmann's has a name that suggests tradition and quality. The brand has been around since the 1860s. That is over 150 years of history. But history does not guarantee safety. And Fleischmann's spreads contain ingredients that should give every health-conscious senior pause. The primary ingredient is liquid soybean oil. We have covered the problems with industrially processed soybean oil multiple times now. The chemical extraction process, the potential for GMO contamination, the inflammatory omega-6 fatty acids that dominate these oils. Fleischmann's delivers all of these concerns in every tub, but Fleischmann's adds something else that deserves attention. PGPR, which stands for polyglycerol polyricinoleate. This is an emulsifier made from castor oil. It is used to improve texture and reduce the amount of cocoa butter needed in chocolate products, and it appears in various processed foods to maintain consistency. While the FDA considers PGPR safe, it is another synthetic additive that would never appear in real butter. Every additional chemical is another unknown variable in your body's complex system. For seniors taking multiple medications, these additives matter. Drug interactions are a serious concern for older Americans. The average senior takes 4 or more prescription medications daily. These medications interact with each other and with the foods you eat. Synthetic additives like PGPR have not been studied for their potential interactions with common medications for blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, and heart conditions. You are essentially conducting an uncontrolled experiment on your own body every time you consume these products. Fleischmann's also contains sodium benzoate and potassium sorbate as preservatives. These extend shelf life, which benefits the retailer and manufacturer. But preservatives can cause sensitivities in some individuals, including headaches, digestive upset, and allergic reactions. For seniors with compromised immune systems or existing sensitivities, these preservatives add unnecessary risk. The taste of Fleischmann's has been described in consumer reviews as artificial, chemical, and nothing like butter. The texture is often criticized as too oily or too watery depending on the batch. These inconsistencies point to a product designed for economy rather than quality. The company promises a family tradition. What customers often find is a processed spread that has strayed far from anything their grandparents would recognize. The solution to all of this exists. There are spreads you can trust, but you need to stay until the very end to find out what they are. And the worst offender at number 1, Benecol. Benecol is marketed as more than just a spread. It is positioned as a functional food, a product that actively improves your health. The key selling point is plant stanols, compounds that can help lower cholesterol absorption. For seniors desperate to manage their cholesterol without adding another prescription to their daily routine, Benecol sounds like a miracle. But miracles rarely come in plastic tubs at the grocery store. The plant stanols in Benecol do have some clinical support for modestly reducing LDL cholesterol. Studies have shown reductions of around 10 to 14% in some participants. But here is what the marketing does not emphasize. To achieve these results, you need to consume roughly 2 grams of plant stanols daily. That requires eating multiple servings of Benecol every single day. And with each serving, you are also consuming all the other ingredients in the spread. Those other ingredients include canola oil, palm kernel oil, and water. The processing of these oils involves the same industrial methods we have discussed throughout this video: high heat, chemical solvents, deodorizing treatments. By the time these oils reach your Benecol spread, they have been stripped of natural nutrients and potentially contaminated with processing byproducts. Benecol also contains modified food starch, mono and diglycerides, and various emulsifiers to maintain texture. As we discussed earlier, mono and diglycerides can harbor hidden trans fats that do not appear on nutrition labels. The very product marketed to improve your heart health could be secretly delivering heart-damaging trans fats with every serving. The price of Benecol is significantly higher than regular spreads. You are paying a premium for those plant stanols, but consider the full picture. You are paying extra for a product that may help your cholesterol slightly while simultaneously delivering processed industrial oils, potential hidden trans fats, and synthetic additives. The cost-benefit analysis does not favor Benecol when you examine what you are actually getting. Consumer complaints about Benecol frequently mention the taste. Many describe it as medicinal, artificial, or unpleasant. Others report digestive upset after regular use. The texture is often criticized as strange, neither like butter nor like traditional margarine. When your body rejects the taste and your gut reacts poorly, those are signals worth heeding. Why are seniors targeted with heart-healthy labels that hide ingredients that may actually harm heart health? Because seniors are the most motivated buyers. You are actively trying to protect your health. Companies know this. They exploit your good intentions to sell products that may not deliver what they promise. The betrayal here cuts deepest because Benecol specifically targets people trying to do the right thing. You reach for Benecol because you care about your cholesterol. You trust the clinical claims. And the company uses that trust to sell you a processed product that may be undermining your health in ways the marketing will never mention. Safe. Pick number 1. Miyoko's Creamery Cultured Vegan Butter. After everything we have exposed, you deserve to know what is actually worth buying. Miyoko's Creamery stands apart from every product we have discussed. This is not another processed spread hiding behind healthy marketing. This is a genuinely clean product made with ingredients you can understand and trust. Miyoko's is made from cashew cream and coconut oil. These are whole food ingredients processed minimally to create a spread that actually nourishes your body. There are no industrial seed oils, no hidden trans fats, no mysterious natural flavors concealing who knows what. The ingredient list is short enough to read in one breath, and every item on it is something you would recognize. For seniors concerned about heart health, Miyoko's delivers healthy fats without the inflammatory omega-6 overload found in soybean and canola oil spreads. Coconut oil contains medium-chain triglycerides that your body processes differently than long-chain fats, providing energy without the same cardiovascular concerns. The taste of Miyoko's has earned praise from consumers and professional reviewers alike. It melts properly. It spreads smoothly. It tastes like butter should taste, rich and creamy and satisfying. This is what happens when a company prioritizes quality over profit margins. Miyoko's is certified organic, non-GMO, and free from common allergens like soy. For seniors managing multiple dietary restrictions, this simplifies your choices. You can enjoy your toast without wondering what hidden ingredients might interact with your medications or aggravate your conditions. The company maintains transparent manufacturing practices and has built a reputation for integrity in an industry plagued by deception. When Miyoko's says their product is clean, they mean it. Independent lab tests have verified their claims. This is not marketing speak. This is accountability. Safe pick number 2. Melt Organic Butter. Melt Organic offers another genuinely safe option for seniors who want a spread they can trust. Made from a blend of virgin coconut oil, sunflower oil, and flaxseed oil, Melt delivers healthy fats in a product designed with actual nutrition in mind. What sets Melt apart is their commitment to using high oleic sunflower oil. This variety of sunflower oil is naturally high in monounsaturated fats, the same heart-healthy fats found in olive oil. Unlike the processed seed oils in most spreads, high oleic sunflower oil supports cardiovascular health rather than undermining it. The flaxseed oil in Melt provides omega-3 fatty acids in a meaningful amount. Unlike products that sprinkle in tiny quantities just to make label claims, Melt includes enough to actually benefit your omega-3 to omega-6 ratio. For seniors trying to reduce inflammation and support brain health, this matters. Melt is USDA certified organic, meaning no pesticides, no GMOs, and no synthetic additives. The virgin coconut oil is cold-pressed, preserving nutrients that industrial processing would destroy. Every ingredient is chosen for quality, not just cost efficiency. Consumer reviews consistently praise Melt for its clean taste and smooth texture. It performs well in cooking, melting evenly without the splattering and separation that plague processed spreads. It spreads easily on toast without tearing the bread. It behaves like real food because it is real food. Melt is also free from palm oil, addressing environmental concerns that many conscious consumers share. The company demonstrates that you can create a quality spread without contributing to deforestation or relying on ingredients with questionable supply chains. For seniors who have spent years consuming fake butters loaded with industrial oils and hidden additives, switching to Melt represents a genuine step toward protecting your health. You do not have to sacrifice taste or convenience to eat clean. You just have to know where to look. Not all spreads are created equal. Some can silently damage your heart, strain your kidneys, and interact with your medications in ways no one warned you about. Now you know which products to avoid and which ones actually deserve a place in your refrigerator. Subscribe now. And if you are watching on TV, tap your remote so you never get blindsided again.